I think the voting booths are going to say it all they already have. Bye, Rachel, you're finished.
Sheila Gunn Reid for the Rebel.media. I'm recording this video on Sunday afternoon here in Red Deer, Alberta. I'm actually just finishing up giving out some of our gorgeous StopNotley.com lawn signs. Now, Cian Bexty and I have been working really hard, right down to the wire, to make sure Albertans have all the information they need to decide not to vote for NDP Premier Rachel Notley. Now, another group of people have been working really hard too, again, right down to the very last minute, to make sure that Albertans truly understand that Rachel Notley and her activist NDP party has failed Alberta's oil and gas sector time and time again. Friday afternoon, on my way out to yet another sign delivery in Drayton Valley, I crossed paths with another United We Roll truck convoy. They had come up that morning from Red Deer and they were headed north to show support for UCP leader Jason Kenney. I was able to make sure that they had a few StopNotley.com signs with them on their journey, and I was able to ask a few of the truckers and their supporters for their thoughts on the election. Here's what they had to say. So Glenn, you planned another convoy for today. You're sure putting on a lot of miles. Why this convoy?
Well, we're just showing support for oil and gas and Canadian resources. We can't stop until we get pipelines in the ground and Bill C-48 and C-69 gone. These are things that are holding our oil industry at hostage. So, we're going to keep pushing until we get a government that is going to champion oil and gas. And our government right now is not championing oil and gas. So that's where we're going to keep pushing. And we're joining, we started off in Red Deer today, went up to Calgary, and then back down and heading up north to, we're right here in Atchison right now. We're going to go up to Whitecourt, Grand Prairie, and join up a bunch of trucks in Grand Prairie.
I wanted to ask you, what are your predictions for Election Day?
Well, I want a government that's going to get in there and champion oil and gas. And our previous government hasn't been championing oil and gas. Otherwise, we wouldn't be going up and down the highway, right? That's why we're doing it, is we need a government that's going to listen to the people and get our oil and gas back in gear here.
Why did you come down to the convoy today?
Because we need to save Alberta and we need to save Canada.
Well, I was one of the original convoyers that went to Ottawa, so this is just another role for us to go and try to champion our energy sector and get some things rolling here in Alberta.
Why we're on the convoy? Because we're fed up with the way the government and NDP and Liberals are treating us here in Alberta, and being farmers, we depend on oil and gas, and I also know that the pipeline is the best way to transport and most efficient way. And I want to see our economy going again. We're landlocked.
I'm on the convoy for Canadian resources, oil, gas, and all of our resources, to let the government know that we're tired of them saying no, because we're saying yes. And I think the message is getting across Canada loud and clear. I think the voting booths are going to say it all they already have. Bye, Rachel, you're finished.
Do you think the convoys are being mischaracterized in the mainstream media?
In the mainstream media, for sure they are. Absolutely. The social media is a little bit of a different story. Not as bad as the mainstream, though.
The mainstream media is doing everything to make us look opposite of what we are.
Do I need to answer that? The $600 million that was doled out to them pretty much speaks for that. So absolutely, I mean, they are very biased.
Now, the truckers seem pretty confident, as do I, that our Liberation Day is nearly upon us on April 16th. It is all over pretty well, but the NDP crying here in Alberta, but that doesn't mean that we are going to stop. Until that last NDP desk is packed up in the legislature, we will be your source for fighting back against them. Here in Red Deer, from another successful sign delivery for the Rebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. If you want to know the truth about Rachel Notley and her NDP that the mainstream media just won't tell you, go to stopnotley.com, where you can find my brand new best-selling book, Stop Notley, where I make the case for throwing out the NDP. Again, that's at stopnotley.com.